It is often quoted, "You are what you eat," but I think an even more relevant statement is, "You are what you think." Our thoughts, both conscious and unconscious, guide the course of our lives, and in a culture riddled with poor mental health, work in the field of psychology is more essential than ever. Psychology is an ever more relevant field in today's job market, due particularly to the large percentage of individuals struggling with mental health in the U.S. today. I have gained some understanding of this field through my own individual research and several interactions with practicing psychologists over the last couple of months. My thesis is psychology is a rewarding and impactful career option for those with a love for God, a love for people, and the patience to complete rigorous school course requirements. During this presentation, I'm going to give an overview of the field of psychology. I will start out by discussing the mental health statistics in the U.S. today. Second, I will discuss some of the requirements that must be fulfilled in order for someone to become a psychologist. Third, I will address some of the positives of being a psychologist and the initial impact that you can have spiritually on those around you. All right, let's begin. Mental health is a major issue in the U.S. today. According to the National Library of Medicine, overall depression numbers in the U.S. have gone up by almost 2% in the last 5 years. This, of course, only accounts for those who cite themselves as clinically depressed. The numbers are likely much higher than what is reported. In addition, renowned medical researcher Daniel Bowen has found that emergency room visits for non-fatal self-harm have increased by more than 42% in the last 15 years nationally. This may in part be due to the lockdowns of COVID and the social isolation that this caused for many individuals. It may also be a symptom of overconsumption of social media. Nobody really knows for sure, but what we do know is that psychology professionals are needed now more than they ever have been. All right, let's take a look at the prerequisites to becoming a psychologist. Becoming a psychologist requires a long academic process. It usually takes anywhere from 8 to 12 years to go all the way from high school graduate to licensed psychologist where you can see patients. The first step in this process is earning a bachelor's degree. Most often, those who wish to pursue becoming a psychologist long-term will major in psychology for their undergrad. Second, a master's degree must be earned. This degree will further narrow down the specific area in psychology that someone will one day practice in. A couple of examples would be child development or maybe marriage counseling. Third, a doctoral degree is typically required for individual practice without a supervisor. This is then followed by an internship that could last anywhere from 6 months to a full 2 years. Finally, after all this is complete, new practitioners are required to pass the examination for professional practice in psychology. Once this is passed, you are officially a licensed psychologist. In total, the doctorate degree alone can cost students upwards of $140,000. This cost and the time factors alone are intimidating at first glance. This causes a lot of students and prospective psychologists to ask, is it worth it? Now I move on to my final point. Psychologists have an opportunity to have a profound impact on the lives of others and to glorify God. What makes being a psychologist worth it for many individuals is that it enables them to feel a sense of meaning in their everyday work that they otherwise might not have. There's nothing more profound, in my opinion, than helping someone in need. In addition, God is glorified when psychology is practiced correctly, with this being the end goal to lead others to Him. Romans 12:1 states, "Do not be conformed with this world, but be transformed by the renewal of your mind, that by testing you may discern what is the will of God, what is good and acceptable and perfect." Psychologists can play a vital role in this renewal of the mind. I conclude with this. As I stated, with mental health statistics plummeting, there's a desperate need for God-honoring psychologists in the U.S. today. The process to become a psychologist includes an extensive amount of college education and supervised practice in the field. However, once this practice is completed, new psychologists can reap the benefits of their labors and become servants to those in need and can help point others towards Christ. So, to finish, do you want to do something meaningful and God-honoring with your life? Do you care about those who are suffering around you? Are you willing to put in the time that it takes to produce excellence? If so, psychology may be the career choice for you. Thanks, guys.